So we're gonna bust open a booster pack today, but instead of the normal journey into Nyx, I have some from Conspiracy. If you haven't heard about it, it's the new multiplayer draft format, multiplayer game that Magic has come out, and the cards are awesome. I did a pack wars with two of these and one of my friends, and it was a ton of fun. Granted, most of the cards happen to be mana producing stuff and didn't work quite as well, but still, the creatures in here are awesome, the spells in here are awesome, and it's just a fantastic set with a lot of value. So we're gonna bust this open and see what we can get. Alright. So first off, we have Ether Trade Winds, 2 colorless and a blue for an instant that returns target permanent you control and target permanent you don't control to their owner's hands. So this can be pretty decent, getting rid of something they have. Granted, you do have to take off something you have, but it can work. Shoreline Ranger, 6 mana for a 3/4 flying bird soldier. You also have Island Cycling. You pay 2 and you can discard your library and search for an island card, reveal it, and then put it into your hand and then shuffle your library. So if you don't have enough mana to play it, you can go grab the mana you need for your other spells. So that's cool. Torch Fiend, 2 mana for a 2/1 that when you tap 1 mana and sacrifice it, you get to destroy target artifact. So that's pretty cool. In this set there are quite a few artifacts, so that's really helpful. Alright, Skitter of Lizards, 1 mana for a 1/1 with a multi-kicker of 2, so you can pay that 2 an additional number of times and when you cast it. So it's good for turn 1, it's good for later turns, it has haste, and when it enters the battlefield you get +1/+1 counters for each time your kicker was paid. So like I said, good for first drop and good for later in the game too when you have more mana. Copperhorn Scout, 1 green mana, and whenever it attacks, untap each other creature you control. So that's pretty awesome. That gives you not only attackers, but then you also get blockers on the way back from your creatures. Stronghold Discipline, 4 mana for a sorcery, where each player loses 1 life for each creature he or she controls. If your opponent has a lot of creatures, they're going to be losing a lot of lives. You don't have any creatures, you're not losing much. So that's pretty awesome. Charging Rhino, 5 mana for a 4/4 that can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. That's pretty decent. Alright, Rousing of Souls, 3 mana for a card with Parley, where each player reveals the top card of their library, and each for non-land cards you get a 1/1 white spirit token with flying onto the battlefield, then each player draws a card. So it's giving your opponents a little bit of card advantage, but you're going to get creatures out of that, so that is pretty decent. Assassinate, that's some pretty awesome looking art. 3 mana for a destroy tap target creature. It's a great way to get rid of their opponents. Boldwire Intimidator, 7 mana for 5/5 cowards can't block warriors, and 1 mana for target creature becomes a coward until end of turn, and 3 mana for target creature becomes a warrior. So that means you can make your opponent's creatures cowards, they can't block this dude, and make your own creatures warriors, and your opponents can't block them. Death Reap Ritual, 4 mana for an enchantment that has the morbid of, at the beginning of each end step, if a creature dies this turn, you may draw a card. So any creature you're killing, you're getting card advantage for. That's pretty awesome. Plagued Rascallo, 1 mana for a spirit creature. If you pay, so it's a 1/1 spirit creature, and if you pay 1 black and sacrifice a creature, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Alright, our rare is Magus of the Mirror, 6 mana for a 4/2 If you have tap and sacrifice it, you exchange life totals with target opponent, but you can only activate this ability only during your upkeep. So you can, you can trade totals with your opponent. So if you have a low life total, just tap and sack, and now your opponent has the low life total. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and I got a foil, a Lizard Warrior, 4 mana for a 4/2. That's pretty cool. And finally, one of the coolest things of this conspiracy set is the conspiracy cards. Now, these aren't legal in anything but this conspiracy draft, because when you draft them, they have stuff to do. But this one is the Agent of Acquisitions. It's 2 mana, and it's a 2/1 creature, but you draft him face up, and instead of drafting a card from a booster pack, you may draft each card in that booster pack one at a time. If you turn it face down, and you can't draft cards for the rest of this draft round. So you can look at the booster packs that you get asked to, but if you like all the cards in there, you can do that. So that adds an interesting element to it, that is for sure, and I think that's what this whole set is about, adding that very interesting element of the cards you draft change the way the game plays. It's really cool. So this deck looks like a lot of fun. It's got a lot of pretty sweet black cards in it. I don't know what I would first pick, but the rare's always a good way to go. And this one looks like it's pretty decent, especially with being able to trade life points with your opponent. But Conspiracy looks really awesome, and I can't wait to get down and actually draft some of it. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It looks like it would be a lot of fun. But I just got to find a couple more people and draft it up, and I'll let you know how it goes. But comment below what you would pick from this pack, like this video, and subscribe for more.